What is good, y'all? Fall is here, autumn is here, and if you riders still plan on riding during the fall time, just like me, you're gonna want to pay attention to this video because I have three hazards specific to the fall time that are more prominent in the fall time that you guys are going to want to hear and be looking out for and be attentive of. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay guys, number one, weather. Okay, what about the weather? Right, the weather when it comes to fall time, at least down in the south, it's going to be a lot cooler. All right, and when I say cooler, I'm talking about frost and I'm talking about ice on the road, especially in the morning. All right, it's gonna happen a lot more as it starts to dip down. I mean, depends on how your fall is. I mean, you know, down here it may get cold, but it may not get that cold, or it may get that cold. It may happen 3 days out of the year. All right, it may get that cold, so be sure to look out for that frost and that ice, that black ice, the ice that you, especially the ones you can't see. Look out for that when it comes to the morning times. All right, next thing, when it comes to cooler weather, we're talking tire pressure. All right, that cooler air condenses a lot more than that hot air. All right, so expect your tires to probably, you know, lose a little bit of air, or what it may seem like. All right, so be sure to keep an eye out on your tire pressure at all times. Okay, you know, make sure you keep those tire pressures optimal. I mean, not all times, you don't have to check it every single time, but you know, probably like once every now and then, you feel me? Check your tire pressure, make sure it's where it's supposed to be. Okay, another thing, rainfall. You know, when it comes to the fall time, expect a lot more rain. All right, expect a lot more rain. All right, and we all know we need to be dressed properly to drive in the rain, right? But when it comes to that rain, man, that rain, especially when it mixes in with when it first starts to rain, or when that rain mixes in with that oil. Okay, so a lot more rain. You guys might have to get some more rain gear, some better rain gear, or if you didn't have any, get some for the first time. And also, you need to watch out for that when that rain mixes in with that oil in the middle of the strip, or the middle of the road, or the middle of the lane. And then, you know, you just got to be careful when it comes to those leaves as well. All right, and then just dress up for it, you feel me? So expect a lot of more rainfall. All right, okay, another thing that's associated with the fall time is daylight savings. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for a fact the days get shorter, or the sun sets quicker, you feel me? Which means you're gonna have a lot less daytime to ride. All right, that's essentially what that is. The sun's going to set earlier, means if you planning on riding during the evening, or your commute normally, you know, has you riding in the evening time, you could expect the riding sunset and maybe even like a way darker setting. All right, that's what the daylight saving times, or that's what the shorter days does. All right, and so, you know, the biggest thing I want to say about this is you probably should consider some reflective clothing or some reflective accessories for your bikes. You know what I'm saying? You may also want to keep those headlights on high beams the whole ride out. You know what I'm saying? Less daylight means more opportunity, or more of a chance of somebody not seeing you on the road. So reflective clothing, reflective accessories for your bike, you know, are two of the most important things I can recommend to combat that, right? And riding with your headlights on. All right, okay, thirdly, and this is especially if you're in the south, all right, and if you live in rural areas, okay, wildlife. All right, and especially deer. I mean, fun fact for you guys, when it comes to the fall season, a lot of deer accidents happens when it comes to motorcyclists. You know, I read this, you know, online. It wasn't it wasn't just a random thing, but a lot of sources have stated there's a big increase, a big percentage, an increase of motorcyclists and deer accidents. It's deer specifically. I mean, all wildlife, but deer is mating season. That's what it is. It's mating season for deer. And so if you guys live in a rural area, or, you know, you take a lot of back roads and stuff like that, you ride in the morning or you ride at sunset when they're most active, you need to pay attention to the wildlife and the deer. When you're on those back roads, man, you need to stay vigilant. All right, you need to, especially dusk and dawn, you know what I'm saying, keep those high beams on, you know what I'm saying, because you know, not only will they see you a lot of times I notice their eyes, they have those reflective eyes like the dogs or a wolf will have when you shine them, you know what I'm saying? You keep those high beams on, you'll notice them and they'll notice you and maybe get out the way, you know what I'm saying? And also, I think this goes without saying, when you in those wooded areas or when you're in those very narrow areas, it's best to just slow down. All right, on those roads, it's best to just slow down and anticipate and always look for it. Stay vigilant. All right, keep your eyes scanning the side of the roads, keep your eyes scanning the shoulders at all times, and you know, look out for it. All right, I would say almost expect something to come running out or something like that, you feel me? That's how you gotta ride, especially in those areas. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the video. I appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. Pay attention to these big 3 things. All right, it's gonna happen a lot more in fall. Once you guys stay safe out there. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all soon.